Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So to make this recipe, all you need is some navy beans and some oil-free hummus, and you can pull together this recipe in no time at all. You're going to add whatever seasonings you prefer, but I will let you guys know what I prefer to add in, and if you want to do the same, go for it. And you can add fresh herbs to it. There is just an endless amount of things you could do with this spread. So you can take this basic spread and then make different versions of it if you wanted to. So yeah, this is my 5-minute meal that takes no time at all. Honestly, 5 minutes. So the good thing is if you make more of it, you can actually store it in the fridge as well. Just keep it in an airtight container and it will be perfectly fine in there. And that way you have it for maybe veggies if you want to dip in your veggies into it, or if you want to make some sandwiches later on. We all need those super easy recipes that literally will take no time at all. This is the one. This is the recipe that literally takes 5 minutes. You're going to be having protein and fiber in your diet. You're going to pick a whole grain bread that is healthy. You're going to load on the veggies and you have a nice balanced meal. And it only took you like 5 minutes to pull together. So, I mean, you can either go to a drive-thru and get McDonald's, or you can make your 5-minute sandwich made with wholesome ingredients, and you are going to be feeling much better and super full for a long time by eating this versus that. Okay, so let's just get into the quick recipe so you can see how simple it is to actually make it. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks so much for being here. So today we're going to work on a spicy bean spread, and I'm just showing you guys what you will need to make this quick and easy recipe. So this is the bread that I bought from a local farm. It is super fluffy and fresh. It was literally just made. And I'm just showing you guys my sriracha, my oil-free hummus that I found basically as a fluke, but we keep this on hand just for occasions like this when we need to eat something quickly. We just open it up and it is oil-free, so that made me super happy. And then of course navy beans, and they're just canned navy beans that have been rinsed really well, and I'm using 1.5 cups of those. And then just my spices, like that is it. And then of course your greens and veggies, whatever you feel like adding to your sandwich. So navy beans are one of those things that I love keeping at home. I love having these canned navy beans because it's just super easy to add to so many different recipes. I even add it to my son's smoothies for extra protein and fiber. And then I'm just showing you guys some spices, simple, you know, salt and pepper, and just a few other spices that I like using. And this is fresh lettuce from the backyard, and I have a ton of lettuce growing. I mean, like so much that I'm gonna have to start asking the neighbors if they would like some fresh lettuce as well, because it's really not something that I could, you know, keep in the fridge for a long time or freeze. So we're gonna have to use this up. And yeah, that is all you're gonna need to make this quick and easy recipe. So the trick is really to just try to keep in mind that you need to keep things oil-free. So if you don't have oil-free hummus, then of course your calorie content for this meal is going to go up. But use whatever you have available to you, or make your own hummus, and that will, you know, save you the grief. And yeah, I mean, hummus is pretty easy to make. This is just literally a convenience that I have it already in a can and it's ready to go. Just like people buy the ones that are kept in the fridge. It's just convenience. Now I know a lot of people like to stay away from bread, and that's fine. I don't have a ton of it as well. I'd rather have, you know, rice or potatoes instead of having a lot of bread in my diet. But I feel like a nice whole grain bread, or whatever it is that you prefer, once in a while is really healthy to have, because it's going to keep you full for a long time, and you can find some really healthy oil-free breads out there. Okay guys, so of course, super easy. We're just going to throw those navy beans into a bowl. I like a bowl like this because it's wide. If you have like something smaller and higher, it'll be harder to mash. So I'm just using a fork, and this is the thing with navy beans. They're so tender and so easy to work with that I don't even need to pull out my processor, anything to save time. And again, this is like a 5-minute meal. You're gonna throw that in, mash it up quickly, and then move on to the next step. Super quick. So the next step is adding the oil-free hummus. I'm just going to throw that in and then combine it really well. And that's going to kind of bind your spread together and make it nice and creamy and easy to spread on your bread. So now after the hummus, you're just going to throw in whatever spices you want to be using. So I'm going to show you guys what I use. But again, like I always say, customize it to your taste and your preference. Don't use a spice that you're not a fan of just because somebody's saying you got to add it to the recipe. Modify it. Use whatever you prefer. But I will let you guys know what I prefer adding into mine. So I'm going ahead and adding my black pepper first, and I'm adding a generous amount of that. And I don't always put salt in my food. It's actually kind of rare. But I felt like a little bit of salt would taste really good with this spread, and I'm really glad that I did add it in. Plus, I made it for other people. So although I don't like using a lot of salt, other people are used to having salt. So when I'm making something for other people as well, I will always add a little bit of salt, and I'll just sprinkle some of the Himalayan salt, and that way everybody's happy. So as far as the Sriracha goes, you can use whatever hot sauce you have available to you. I happen to have Sriracha all the time. We do have a couple different hot sauces, but they're more on the vinegary side, which I'm not a huge fan of. So I really love Sriracha. It's one of my favorites, and I did add in quite a bit, as you saw. So again, if you don't like spicy, you can make this without the spiciness. You can take out that hot sauce and the black pepper for that matter if it's too much for you. So modify it to your liking, but I really like the spice that it gives. It's not overpowering and it's not super spicy. It just kind of gives it a little bit of a kick. So I did go ahead and add garlic powder, onion powder. I added the paprika and of course the dry oregano, which I use a lot. We use a lot of dry oregano because everybody seems to love oregano in this house, so I use it in most of my dishes. And I do have some growing fresh in the garden that I will be drying for the rest of the year, which is really good, and it's growing fantastic. So that's it. This is super easy. You can whip it together in literally, like I said, 5 minutes. You can have all of this mixed together, and you're just going to put it on your bread and then start assembling it and adding whatever veggies that you have on hand or whatever you prefer in your sandwiches. So that's it. And if you wanted to, you can add other herbs. If you prefer like parsley or something else to jazz it up, you can customize it to your liking. This is such a great recipe because you can really build upon it. Okay, here is this epic bread. And at the farm, by the way, they were advertising what the vegan products were, which I thought was amazing. I couldn't believe it. You know, I think back to like the early 90s when people were like, what is a vegan? And how far we've come now where you can find vegan products anywhere. Like this is a farm in the middle of nowhere and they were advertising vegan products. So how amazing is that? So yeah, I picked up this bread. Definitely it is like a 10 out of 10, super tasty. But because I didn't toast it, it did get a little bit soggy, so I couldn't load on all the veggies that I wanted. But lesson learned, next time I will definitely toast it, or I'll use a different bread. That way it's a little stronger and heartier, and I can load up a lot more veg. So as far as bread goes, use whatever, you know, whole grain bread or whatever bread that you prefer using. Whatever is oil-free and as healthy as possible, use that up. And again, I don't feel bad about using bread every once in a while because it's filling and it's nutritious and it's a quick and easy thing you can take. It's summertime. We want to be out and about. We want easy food. This is definitely one of those things that we can throw together in no time at all and at least eat a proper meal without stopping at fast food or eating random things that are not healthy just to fill up your belly. This is something that's nutritious and it's going to work and it's going to keep you feeling really good. So this gave me like about 4 sandwiches, and that's with me not like loading, you know, the filling, the spread. If you like a lot, then maybe it'll give you 3. But yeah, I think that's pretty good. You know, 1.5 cups of beans and just that little bit of hummus gave you all of that. So I think that's a pretty good amount. But again, you can make even more and then just keep it in the fridge in a container. And that way when you're in a pinch or you know that there's one meal a day that you struggle with and you know you're always eating something you shouldn't be eating, you've got that container in the fridge and you can easily make a quick and healthy sandwich and use up all the veggies, because you know I always say that. Use up those veggies in the crisper so you don't throw them out, and you've got a nice quick meal. I hope this recipe helped you guys and made your summer a little bit easier with another quick and easy recipe. Okay guys, like always, let me know what other types of videos you would like to see. Sorry, my bangs are crazy. As you can see, they've really grown super long, but I can't see, so I have to flick them to the side. Anyway, let me know what other types of videos you'd like to see, and that way I can get working on those. I'm going to try to go back and start working on some of the other videos that I had started. And then I kind of got sidetracked. Like I said in my last video, a lot of people prefer the quick and easy meals, especially during this time of year where it's summertime. You want to be out, you want to be enjoying yourself, you just want to make something really quickly and be out the door. So I'm focusing on a lot of the quick and easy meals right now, but I will try to get back to some of those other videos that I was working on previously. But anyway, stay healthy everyone, take care, I love you guys to death. Thank you so much for all the support and love. See ya.